Hi students, AI and design. Time flies. Time goes really fast, so it's sort of time of wrapping up. 14th AI and design advances. Actually, you know what? We have walked through amount of advanced things regarding AI platforms, design related issues, and their integration, their merged new synergy application by using the term AI and design, AID. So whatever we dealt with in the class, they are all some kind of advanced things. But even more advances, I like to bring your attention today. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the class material so far and the last one, including this one. Hopefully, okay. Purpose of this one, actually, I like to wrapping up something we have walked through and introduce you some advances in design. Actually, not only the hectic and very intensive course schedule, but also broad things we need to deal with. We are dealing with very broad two things, right? AI and design. So hopefully for the final project and some series of exercises and some reference videos you have looked, so hopefully you can find out your own another tool, or sometimes it could be another weapon for your future projects or something you are pursuing in your department, in your major, in your future industry, whatever. Hopefully, okay. For example, you can use Google platforms using Colab, even though you don't not much knowledgeable about some Python language coding, but given code you can modify something and you can bring your own data set and train as a test purpose. So that kind of, even if it's a minor task for your design, classification, detection, or some style, something, you can at least use sort of cutting edge deep learning technologies for your some different tasks, okay? And also in this class, we have surveyed some series of new web apps, right? Including logo design app, Smart Draw app by Google, and some other research groups. And last time you have watched homestyler.com website to decorate your room. That's kind of very elementary, minor version of interior architecture tool, but it's really powerful, especially for 360. They say that's 720 degree visualization in photorealistic rendering. And also the tool, deep learning tool, you can test one by one, image transfer or some style transfer or stylize your picture, redraw, auto draw, some kind of free downloaded application I provide you for your doing some further tasks in the perspective of design. In the future, the same as the AI feature already implanted on top of Photoshop, people doesn't care. It is deep learning based image recognition, whatever. They don't care. They just use that function, that fantastic function. If I select a person and select some kind of empty background, that person going to be automatically swiped out. If we wanna remove that one, we don't need to use stamp tool or some marquee tool or something else. Again, we simply just use that deep learning AI based tool newly added on top of Photoshop. So something like that way, without consciousness, we're gonna use AI tools in our domain now and in the future. That is AID, right? AI assisted design approach. So for wrapping up, let's take a look this diagram again. We have user data. And I told you our platform, our implementation environment. Okay, let me turn off my base. Our physical environment for this kind of computing is nowadays spaces, buildings, or even cities. Okay, so far we tend to put this kind of buzzword. So that is why we are calling smart city, smart building, smart space, and so on. But you remember that my major is design computing. But this is almost the same to just the design, right? In other words, my major is design. What if you are working with something? What if you are doing some design? Do you say, okay, I'm doing digital design? I think that's okay so far, but in near future, probably that sounds weird to your juniors, probably, young people, because they couldn't imagine design without digital technologies. Of course, hand drawing is one type of analog based, not digital, non-digital based, but it's not the end of that design process. We have to take the picture, or we have to read your hand drawing to your AI machine, whatever, and they're going to update your design output in digital file format. Even if it's JPG file format, whatever, vector format, it doesn't matter. So the point is, same way, we need to omit, we need to take out computing here. We need to take out smart technologies, okay? That's sort of newly introduced technologies, so that is why we put this kind of prefix like word, smart or intelligent or some AI, blah blah. But we don't need to say anymore. When we say in near future, when we say about building, when we say about spaces, they all supposed to be equipped with amount of intelligent digital technologies, okay? User data and spatial data, they can be combined and used by using existing cutting-edge technologies, so-called ICBM AI, and this is interface, okay? And this is sort of one of my given example, how to make transformation of this kind of physical world building to digital things. So this is physical building, and this is virtual building, or so-called digital building. So this is so-called digital transformation. We are on this kind of very intensive summer class in online class base. You know why, right? We're supposed to see each other at the classroom in International Student Center of Yonsei University. So we needed to see face to face in the classroom, but this is online. You know why? Because of the COVID-19 or some kind of problems now we have, that made huge changes to our society. One of them is acceleration of digital transformation. As you know, Korea government have a new plan, Digital New Deal. You know what is New Deal, right? Digital New Deal. New Deal means a sort of huge the dam or some kind of civil engineer oriented some construction projects with a lot of money for overcoming the recess, economic recess or something. But nowadays, in 2020, Korea government signed a sort of new deal, which means digital New Deal. Because of this current social situation, we got some we got some demand to accelerate our environment. For example, working environment or family environment or some kind of social network system from physical to virtual or combined, okay? That is so-called digital transformation. And the project name is Digital New Deal, okay? For doing that, we need this kind of platform, digital twin, okay? For example, building management, space management, library management, your new service can be derived from this kind of new platform, okay? Anyway, you know how to train design style. You know how to train your own project subject. That is something about personalized intelligent service, totally based upon your interest, your domain knowledge, your expertise, okay? Domain knowledges, okay? By using new interface and user experience, using this kind of goggles, VR, AR, I told you that is XR media, okay? So this is the changes we encounter nowadays in space because computing interface, last time I introduced you, designed by mouse clicks to designed by numbers and designed by AI. That's so-called trend and sort of changes in design domain. But this kind of technologies and designs, what aims for? All in space. That is why I told you last time, all this kind of technologies, interfaces, all of them involved with physical spaces, architectural spaces, interior architecture spaces, indoor spaces, simply say your room, your library, your workplace. So that's sort of the huge and some representative change I like to say about it. Okay. In this background, let's take a look what I introduced you at the beginning of this class for wrapping up purpose. Terminology, design computing, design computation, CAD, computer graphics. These are some kind of commonly told terminology in this domain. But actually they simply say, we don't need to say computing, digital, computer aided, something. Just design, okay? That is representative keyword for this one. What is design? I told you, structured arrangement of design units. Very quantitative and some analytic definition. And design units are physical things and something virtual things, okay? Defined by Chuck Eastman. Designing is design plus process. What is computing for design? What is CAD? So you can find out something, abbreviations here. But some of you interested in this kind of architectural design, interior design, building design, but I found we have varied backgrounds. So let me quickly introduce you something like this, including also this one. But let me point out this thing, okay? Smart CAD, knowledge-based CAD, information modeling. So this is something, okay, on the last one is ND-CAD. So you know what is 2D, right? X, Y coordinate system, and there is a figure you can design something. And this is so-called graphical representation of design in 2D. What is 3D? You playing game, right? Nowadays, all the games mostly 3D like this one. So if the game character is here, that's 3D generated, and 2D projected images we are seeing, playing on top of 2D computer monitor, laptop screen. Okay, that is why we said 2D and 3D. D means dimensional, right? But what is 4D? 3D CAD plus time axis, that's 4D. But actually XD or ND is okay nowadays, because any types of information can be appended on top of 3D, 4D, 5D CADs, okay? That's the point. So what kind of information? BIM is actually my major, building information modeling. But anyway, any type of information can be appended on top of your design. That is why I introduced you before. Formally, conventionally, design means drawings. Floor plan, elevation, section drawings, or sketches, 3D renderings, representations. They were designed before digital technologies. But nowadays, I told you before, information modeling has the very important and critical. This one represents very critical aspects of nowadays design approach. Simply recall what you have done by using Home Styler. Last time, lecture video showed you Home Styler. How to model, how to design your room, how to design your furniture. Do you need to draw lines for making your chair? No, you don't need to. What you need to do is clicking your furniture category and clicking chair menu and select one of the chairs you like. All they are real-world products made by some furniture companies. You can buy it. And there are amount of associated data. Not just geometric data, but also some price data, material data, its maintenance information, maker data, colors, and so on. Amount of appended additional data, so-called information, totally attached and delivered to your Home Styler editing window. So this one knows what is that chair, okay? And it knows this is chair, not something else, okay? And also I told you where the AID located in the process of design. We aim to design, so human creativity area is creation, some conceptual idea, still in human's brain. It's not visible until you represent something, you say something, you visualize something, okay? That process is design authoring process. To make something, to make some concrete, physical thing on top of your computer screen, on top of papers, or oral presentation, whatever, is design authoring process. But actually, design development, visualization, analysis, and back and forth, update. Very time consuming and laborious iteration, right? Until we got the result. So this is computational process based. So why this is not computational process? This one, so far, only humans can do that. But I told you before, some overlapped part. Computer process for creation. That is so-called computer-aided creativity. AlphaGo plays Go game, Baduk. Alpha design, alpha architecture can do something very creative idea, hopefully they can get it. That is what I told you. I mentioned the location of AID. Okay. So you trained some kind of image data set, type A, type B, type C, and you build your own training model. There is a new input. By using this model, you can get answer or prediction. Okay, this one is something B style, and secondly, C style, it has something like that. So this kind of judgment, so far only human can do that, but nowadays deep learning based AI platform can assist this kind of task. That's what we have walked through, what we have done. One of the AIDs. There are actually amount of more things, but I don't want to make you something overburdened, so we have walked through some selective cases. Also Microsoft as a machine learning studio and Dialogflow for text, natural language processing, and so on. I also introduce you by using this very representative image, mode of thought, mode of expression, mode of production, and we are in design is in this mode, okay, visual equivalence. That is why visualization is still important, and that's why I gave you option 2. Usually option 1 is sort of mandatory option, only one final subject, but for this summer class, I made this class final project opened. That is why I also gave you option 2. No problem, okay? Design media. I also told you lots of cases, something using, especially using XR technologies, interface technologies, and so on. So this is sort of review. Additionally, we don't need to say computer anymore. That is why my major design computing simply means design, okay? The same as 13 years ago, Apple Computer Incorporated changed their name, omitted computer, just Apple Incorporated, okay? So that's a sort of very famous event in 2007 when the iPhone released to public. Let's talk about future spaces. I told you before, right? Space, room, indoor space, they are sort of platform for technologies, design, and so on. A lot of domain subjects, domain things, domain knowledges, okay? But actually this is something ideal approach and some theory-based survey. Let's talk about some future space design. How space is gonna be changed in near future or in the future. Actually this video, you can search it by using JLL. This is JLL video actually. You can find out this one in reference, okay? So I quickly skip this one for saving time. So this is personal navigation system. By using AR device, you can see this kind of additional information. While you are seeing physical world, you can use your physical views as computing interface. So you can give tips like this. It looks rude, I think. Anyway, workspace. This physically invisible but digitally visible dashboard will show you additional information you need. Okay. Anyway, this is one of the glimpse to see future space made by JLL, JLL is one of the case studies I showed you before. This is also facility management company. They introduced a smart office personal navigation system using VR, AR, MR, XR interface, X reality interface, intelligent building control and management activities based on AR. This kind of videos are very common in YouTube. You can search and you can take a look amount of some similar videos, cases, but this is too much technology oriented. So let me put slightly more on design aspect from design industry. Gensler is the world top 1 architectural design company. It used to be interior design company, but it doesn't matter. Interior design, building design, actually no specific boundaries between them. So Gensler published Gensler Design Forecast. You can download this PDF. By Gensler Design Forecast, this is the latest version, shaping the future of cities. And this is the Gensler website. Couple of months ago, at that time they put this one mask on the face. At that time they because of this COVID-19 problem, their workspaces temporarily shut down, but nowadays they reopen their workspace, libraries, even Disney World, and so on. Anyway, US work from home survey. That's one of the major topics Gensler has been handled. Anyway, I captured this website because I saw this kind of representation for their new workspace. But nowadays, take a look at this one. Only 12% of US workers want to work from home full time. In other words, they want to get back to their offsite workplaces, back to the office. I think there are something political issues involved in this webpage articles representation, but anyway, society grows, things changes. Anyway, by using Gensler's design forecast, I can quickly show you what's going to be changed in the future, in near future. You know what is this? This is Instagram logo. This is Instagram new workspace at San Francisco. Okay, here, San Jose. Okay, in San Jose, they designed and constructed, they erected a new workspace office. Gensler designed this one. Digital technology companies develop architectural and interior architecture designs. What it then means? Gensler is design company, but this kind of some so-called big companies, unicorn companies, in other words, amount of money, having companies lead this kind of workspace design, interior design, based upon their plenty of budgets. Okay, that's sort of the changed roles between designers and clients. That's one of the trend declared by Gensler. Okay, and this is Microsoft Office at the UK, Ireland, I think. So take a look. What it looks like? It looks like a shopping mall or some theaters or some kind of public spaces, but this is obviously private office owned by Microsoft at Ireland. So how this kind of design could be made? Of course, Gensler designed it, but they don't design they alone. What I mean is Microsoft workers, these guys, strongly requested what is their work environment to the company Gensler. So providing a new work environment from employment service and all test new things as their new business platform, physical platform. They choose their new physical platform, their workspace, like this. That's the point, okay? And some more trends, top trends in lifestyle. Single-use space, convenience-oriented, data-centric, personalization. This one related to the so-called ICBM AI technologies, consumer-led. All sounds familiar, right? Because technology-driven, technology-oriented, AI-assisted, related to this kind of things, okay? And also mixed use. Smart city, smart building, new mix, also one of the huge top trend. Some changes in library space use. Just for your information, I provide you this kind of data from Gensler. Next thing is some kind of predicting future regarding AID, AI and design. I keep emphasizing on space as a platform or some kind of implementation target environment. If you search Gartner Group's top 10 strategic technologies trend for 2020, very contemporary, okay? One of them is smart space. Among top 10, there are many technologies such as 3D printing or something similar. One of them is smart space. You may know what is Gartner Group, what they do. They are very, very intelligent organization, company. I'm not sure what is their main function or role, but at least I know that their prediction, their reports, really reliable and very we can trust it. Anyway, my point is that, okay, one of their top 10 strategic technology trend is smart space. So some details are here. You can download from this website. Why smart space is a top 10 trend? Smart spaces are evolving along 5 key dimensions. Smart cities leads the way. Smart space are a journey, not a destination. So some details, key findings you can read from this article. Physical environments, including factories, offices, and cities, will become smart spaces within which people will interact through multiple touch points and sensory channels for an increasingly ambient experience. Okay. As you see, strategic technology trends have significant potential to create and respond to disruption and to power both transformation and optimization initiatives. And also take a look at this one. AI is a foundational catalyst for advanced process automation and human augmentation and engagement. Here is another very important keyword, human. So far, we tend to say something about technologies, advances, AI, and design. But eventually, why we are building our spaces, why we are using such technologies for human being, right? For better communication, better design, better physical environment, and so on. Human is unforgettable major component we need, right? So people-centric smart spaces. People-centric smart spaces and some specific details given to this Gartner report. So I think you need to download and take a look if you're interested. The point is, anyway, at the center point, we can find out human, okay? Any type of technologies, any type of new design, AI assisted things, all they supposed to be for human being. And so-called human-centered approach we need. So please take a look at this one for your information, okay? I make some summary from this report, so you need to take a look at this one. So again, this diagram is sort of the quick summary what we have done in this class, okay? Design target is space using mostly AI technologies, or something hard to say it is AI or not, but some advanced XR things or web apps based upon this kind of advanced technologies. Design could be your final option 2, right? Option 1 is, you know, what is that? Some exercise 2 like finals. So hopefully I can receive without problem your final result and you will get good score, I think. In a nutshell, we are dealing with technology. We are living in space. People-centric approaches, okay? Great interest and learning about artificial intelligence technology. That's exactly what you need. Even if you didn't know anything about Google Colab, TensorFlow, image recognition, no problem. Now you know how to make your own image training model, or how to train computers using Microsoft Machine Learning as a machine learning studio. If you have amount of data set, you can train it. You can make a prediction model and publish it on your own website. That's what you learned from this one of the technical aspects of this class. Curiosity and learning about AI as interface technology. I told you XR technology is one of the user experience related thing as an interface for communication with computers. By using such new technologies, we can realize this kind of some AI related technologies for better things, for advanced things. This kind of advanced cutting-edge technologies, so-called ICBM, AI, they all gonna implemented in association with spaces, and their interface going to be space itself or something very advanced things, including XR technologies, not just your keyboard or mouse. That's the point what I said, okay? The new digital devices use is now space. In other words, the platform for real-world knowledge gonna be space. That is why we can say, we can name it, we can call it space platform. Okay. Actually, this one, I emphasized this one. You may think my major is sort of architecture, interior architecture. So that is why I put emphasis on space again and again. But nowadays, space is everyone's interest, okay? IoT guys, where their sensors installed? Of course, some motor vehicles or some other outdoor spaces, but mostly indoor building spaces, rooms. Okay, big data, mobile, cloud computing, specifically AI technologies, all they gonna be implemented by using spaces. So a spatial platform or something. This is one of the very important aspect of new interface. What kind of interface? Computing interface. Space, your room, your bedroom, your toilet, your classroom, your workspace as a new computing interface. That's sort of, single phrase for this AID classes, some behind theory, behind the background. Okay, that is why I keep saying this one again and again. So hopefully for the final project you have learned this kind of technical things as well as the reason why, and hopefully you can broaden your horizon, your perspective against design by using AID. Okay, please take a look at some additional notifications about final project or some series of given exercise lectures and so on. Okay, for finishing up this class and kind of successful results you can get, hopefully. Thank you very much. Okay.